Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series on object-oriented programming using C++. I am Mrs. Gitanjali Mahamonkar, lecturer and research scholar at Department of Computer Engineering, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Technological University, Lonere. This is the 9th lecture in this lecture series which deals with call by value, call by reference of a function and also return by reference. For the previous lectures, please visit my channel Learn with GSM, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel and keep watching the videos. For this lecture series, I'm going to refer object-oriented programming with C++ by E. Balagurusamy and object-oriented programming in C++ by Robert Lefort. I'll also use the online compiler id.geeks4geeks.org for implementing any programs required during the lecture. You would need a laptop or any machine with internet connection, and knowledge of C is preferred but not necessary for this lecture. To begin with, what is call by value? Now, traditionally, you all know the function that we have studied in the previous lecture. A function call passes arguments by value, okay, and the called function creates a new set of variables and copies the values of arguments into them. Right, now what we do is we just pass on a few arguments, few values to the function that we call, and the function receives those values, acts upon it, and then gives you the results. So here what happens is you create a new set of variables, you copy the value of arguments into them, and then the function does not access the actual variables in the calling program, and it only works on the copies of the values. So this mechanism is fine if the function does not need to alter the values of the original variables in the calling program. But there may arise situations where we would like to change the values of variables in the calling program. Now take for example, if we are writing a program for suppose bubble sort. Now if you are aware of what is a bubble sort, it is a sorting algorithm in which we compare two adjacent elements in the list and interchange their values, and if the first element is greater than the second. Now if a function is used for such kind of an algorithm, then it should be able to alter the values of variables in the calling function, which is not possible if the call by value method is used. So what is the alternative for this? So it is the call by reference. This is the provision of reference, as you all are aware of reference variables. If not, please refer to my video in which I have discussed about the different kinds of variables, okay, data types. In this I have also so you can watch those videos. I'll give you the link in the description. And provision of the reference variables in C++ permits us to pass parameters to the function by reference. When we pass arguments by reference, what happens is the formal arguments in the called functions, they become aliases to the actual arguments in the calling function. So this means that when the function is working with its own arguments, it is actually working on the original data. Okay, so I'll demonstrate this, okay, so that you understand it better. I'll use what I've done is, so here you can see a program in which I'm trying to swap values of two variables A and B. Okay, in this main function I have declared two variables A and B. A is 5 and B is 10. So what I have done is I have displayed first the value of A and B before I swap them. Then I have written a swap function over here. This is the function definition. If you want to know what is a function declaration, what is a call to a function, and what is function definition, what is function body, you can refer to my previous lecture whose link I have given in the description box, in the description below. Okay, so before swapping A is equal to 5, B is equal to 10, when I call this function, what happens is you jump to this function definition, and in this what happens is I have taken a temporary variable with the help of which I exchange the value of x and y. Okay, now if you want to understand this, this is a simple logic. What I do is I assign the value of x. Now if suppose x here would be whatever is the value of a, that is 5, and y would be 10, that is the value of b, right. So where now here temp would become, let me comment this and make you understand. Now here temp will become 5, right, after this statement, and after this statement what will happen is x will get the value of y. So x will become 10, right. And then in the next statement what will happen is I will assign the value of temp to y. So y will become, because temp was 5, y will become 5. So in this way what has happened is x has become 10 and y has become 5. Now as you all know what has happened, this is call by value, because I have passed, in this call I have passed values of a and b. So those values are copied into x and y. So what is expected is when x became 10, a should become 10, and when y has become 5, b should become 5, right. The value should get swapped or get exchanged. But does this happen? Let us run this program and check what is the output before swapping and after swapping. Has a and b interchanged their values? Here you can see clearly, before swapping a was 5, b was 10, and after swapping also a is 5 and b is 10. So that means the values weren't exchanged. So why this must have happened? Just before I explain this, let me see what happens, or let me show what happens when you use call by reference. Here this is the function prototype. What is it? Again you can refer to the lecture function, okay, which I have already uploaded earlier. This is function prototype, in which I have mentioned that the arguments would be passed by reference, okay, or rather would be taken as reference. So though I pass value by here of a and b, what happens is it copies the aliases, that is, it takes the address of a in x and address of b in y, right. So what happens is these aliases are created, and now when I exchange again x, I have already explained how this works. So here now when a is 5 and b is 10, here x will become 10 and y will become y, considering the logic that I have explained earlier. Now let us see if before swapping the value of a was 5 and b was 10, has it changed after swapping to a as 10 and b as 5. So for this we need to run this program and check whether now in this case after calling by reference the values have changed. Yes, here you can see before swapping a was 5, b was 10, and after swapping a has become 10 and b has become 5. Now though entire program, if you observe, is same, the only change that we have done is in the earlier program, here we have called by value and accepted the arguments as values, right. So what we have done is we have copied a's value into x, b's value into y. Now when you do call by value, what exactly happens is you just copy the values into x and y. So whatever changes you make actually happen only in the copy and not in the original variables. Whereas when you do it by as call by reference, you give a reference to the address of a and address of b. So whatever changes happen directly or rather are reflected directly in the original values of a and b, in the original variables at their address location. So the values are changed permanently. So this is how call by reference. To understand it in a better way, I would give you an example. Let us consider a teacher gives you something is written on the board, okay, and what happens is on this board whatever is written is seen by every one of you in the class, right. Now when I give you notes, okay, what happens is, whatever I write on the blackboard, you write it on in your own notebook. So you create a copy of it in your notebook. Now whatever changes you will make in the notes will be locally for yourself and not in the original copy, right? But if I ask you to come and do some changes in the notes that I have written on the blackboard, these changes will be seen by everyone because you are making the change in the original copy itself, right? So this is how you can consider an example of call by value and call by reference. Call by value is the changes are reflected locally, whereas and are not seen because they are not reflected in the original copy. Whereas in call by reference, what happens is the changes occur in the original copy, hence it is reflected and seen by everyone. Okay, so this is the difference between call by value and call by reference. Now what is return by reference? A function, as we have seen, can call by value, call by reference. A function can also return by reference. Consider this function, okay, in which what you are doing is you are returning a reference, integer reference. Okay, this function is returning a reference as well as calling by reference. Now here what happens is you compare the value of x and y. If x is greater than y, then it returns x. Here x refers, it doesn't return the value but it returns the reference, and it returns else it returns y, but here you don't just return y as value but you return the reference to y. So what happens is, since the return type of this function max isn't ampersand, the function returns reference to x or y and not the values. Then a function call such as say max a b, okay, will yield a reference to either a or b depending on their values. Now this means that this function call can appear on the left hand side of an assignment statement, that is the statement max a b is equal to -1 or something. This is legal and it assigns -1 to a if it is larger, otherwise -1 to b. Understood? So this is what is returned by reference. Now let us revise what we have learned in this lecture. We have seen what is called by value, what is called by reference. We have also seen a program for swapping values of two variables using call by value as well as call by reference, which demonstrate the difference between the two, and also we have seen what is return by reference. Now if you have understood this, you will be able to state the difference between call by value and call by reference, I am sure, and you can just try out writing a program in which what you are going to do is you will write a function to whom you will give a call by value, and in that you will pass a variable to which the function adds 100, okay, and displays it in the function itself. Okay, it doesn't return anything, and then you try to display the value again in the main function without returning the changed value. See if the value that is displayed before calling the function is the same or is increased by 100 after the function is called. Okay, same you can try by passing the reference to the value, that is by calling the function by reference, and then note the difference in the output of the two programs. I hope you will be able to do this activity, and if you have liked this video, please do not forget to press like, comment on it and share it with your friends. Also do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet for more such videos. Thank you.